Hi, we're going to look at how to diagnose a Zilla situation, whatever it might be. We got the Zilla controller and the Zilla hairball right here. And the best way to do that is with something called the Palm Pilot. And if you got a Palm Pilot, it will eat batteries. So when you're storing it, I put the batteries in backwards, and then when I'm getting ready to use it, I put the batteries in forward, and then maybe I go get new batteries. But nope, today is a lucky day. So once it powers up, you have to go through the initializing, which is just getting the keyboard so that it knows where everything is. And then once you get to that part, you can just say next and done. You don't have to set the date. We then go over to the Palm Net, and we hit on, up, and we hit escape. Oh no, we go over here to the menu, and that's the drop down menu. First thing we go is to serial, and we turn off this one here, so both our boxes are open, N, 8, and 1, and that's good. And we come back over here and we go back over there to terminal, and we do serial, and we do 64, and we don't have anything else checked, so we're okay. Now we're ready to plug this in, where you can plug it in first, and it has the, which that plugs in there. And then this plugs into the part of the hairball that says,
let me see.
What do you want to do?
I want to see it. I want to show it to him.
All right, you plug that. You're supposed to move the camera around, not the camera moves the action around. All right, so we plug it into our hairball where it says serial port communication. And there must be 12 volts connected to that. Now I'm going to stop for just a minute on this and show you what you should be testing with your meters before you even get to this part.
Okay.
So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you have power going to your hairball. And you do that by taking and putting on the very first pin, which is ground, and the second pin, which is called signal lights, and you see we got 13 volts. Now the next pin over, we won't have any because the key's turned off, and the following one we won't have any because the key's turned off. Now that's the key input and the starter input, and those two, as you see, I have them jumped together. You don't have to jump them together. You can hook it up to the starter input, but the starter input needs to see a 12 volt signal, along with the key input needs to see a continuous input. Then of course we got our next one is our main contactor, and he won't read anything now. And we also have our throttle box, which is there and there. Also over here and here we have our main contactor for pre-charging, and when it's turned off, if you measure across there, you're going to see the voltage close to the voltage of your pack. I measure across there and I'm seeing 230 volts. So now we're ready to finish up with our Palm Pilot, and we have our Palm Pilot went dead. All right, there he's back on again. So now you hit the on and you hit the escape, and you see all the things come up on the menu. Now we can pick any one of these and display our settings. Our battery settings. Now there's a special way you can write here that is they'll get you quickly, or you can push the keyboard button and then push the Like I'm going to push B on there, and then I push done, and that throws me back, and now I see my battery amps are 500, my low battery voltage is 75, and my indicator light will come on at 99 volts. And it also shows the state, which 1311 is it's waiting for the key to be turned on. So I can escape there, and if I come over here to the motor menu, which is an M, and I happen to know the secret way to write that, I can quickly get that. Now I have my motor amp set for 1000. I got my motor voltage set for 150, and then there's the reverse. We can set the reverse amperage, the reverse voltage, and then we also have for the parallel shifting, which that's another story. So I'm going to escape from that. We have our speed setting, which if you have a RPM counter, I have it set for 5,500 and reverse set for 15 and the max set for 7,000. Now if I wanted to change that 7,000, I would make an X, and then I would put in my new RPM over in this section, which I'm going to put 650. And when I want to write it, I come down here and I push that. And that will write it there to our menu. And now it's in the controller. So we escape again. And now we come over here to, well, we could be in the option menu right here. And these are all the options that we have, all the different things that you can have. And I don't have any of them turned on. So I don't have the RPM counter turned on or the stall detect. I don't have anything because I haven't gotten to that part. So I'm going to escape here again. And now we come over here to the special menu. And this, if you're having trouble, this is where you're going to go. And there it shows all the error codes. Pause. Pause, not... Alright, so after you've gotten to that part, we come to this part in the manual, and that shows all our different errors. And we're going to take a look and just see what errors I've had in mine. And as you see, I got an 1124. I come down here and look at 1124, and it's signal, lights, ignition battery too low, and caused the shutdown of controller. That's a pretty common one, and happens because the 12-volt battery goes dead. As you see, I got 2 of those, and then I got a 23, and that's where it's below threshold, warning threshold. So that's where it would have warned me that something wasn't happy, because the 12-volt battery being low. Now I come up and look at the next one, 1141. 1141, main contactor high resistance. This was probably when I was setting it up and didn't have my wire on the pre-charge wire. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but whatever it was, I took care of it before. And now the other one, 1132, isn't that the one that's the controller did not communicate during pre-charge? That's the, now I might not have had the cable plugged in that goes between the hairball and the controller. That might have been what caused that. Anyway, after we get all these, so we take all these errors and we come down here to the keyboard and we hit C, and that clears all the errors. And as you see, we got all our errors cleared. So now we can start again and see our problem. So that's how we diagnose, where to look when we have a problem.